This is the February 12, 2014 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling of the Federation of Light.
Hello, chaps. Well, seeing as I only have 2 more opportunities to speak with you before embarking on my tour, I thought I'd see if you were about, and if indeed it's meant to be that we chat at this time, in the full understanding that if it's not appropriate, then it simply will not take place. Many thanks. So, I wonder, is it meant to be?
Dearest Blossom, is it not that there have been interferences in our last few attempts? We must accept that this type of alarm bell was recognized with ease and therefore known to abort the particular channel. However, we feel now that we are able to misguide those missiles that are pointed in your direction, so to speak, and bring forth in love a communication with you once again.
That indeed is good news. For as you know, I will be unavailable for a time over the next few months. I think it would be good for us all to have a break and come to a place within our beings that allows us to be without outside assistance, with all respect.
With all respect, that shall tie in well with ongoing plans. A change is as good as a rest, as it is said in your world, and appropriately so. Dearest friends of planet Earth, how courageously you continue on in your desire to bring forth the light and allow it to raise your Mother Earth into a higher plane. How deeply we admire your strength and your ongoing persistence to deliver the love from within yourself to others and all in need. You have struggled at times and you have been under the weather. Yet still, you march onwards, with a knowing in your heart that this is what you came to do, to give and to be of love. There it is, in a nutshell. Yet, it is so that over these last weeks in conversation with you, Blossom, we have discovered there is a weariness of souls, a tiredness, as you say, that at times brings your light into a dimmer place and feels that you are unable to gain and renew strength. This, for us, was quite alarming, for we had not fully understood the desperation that so many of you are feeling. We, as you know, have gathered forces and discussed in great depth this situation. We had, up until now, presumed that it was something you would grow out of, and we mean that with respect. We felt it was more of a phase of growth and expansion within your soul. Yet, we have discovered from your advice that it is more so to do with the negative forces that bombard your energy field on a continually deep basis.
Yet surely you knew this was taking place. You're fully aware of the darker energy on the planet, are you not?
Oh, indeed. Yet, we must speak in truth, and truth alone. We certainly had not realized quite how destructive these energies are to your present position. For, dearest Blossom, we know how amazing you are. You, of planet Earth, are far more resilient than you think you are. This has been proven over and over again by yourselves, and therefore we had not seen the underlying current of weariness that you speak of.
Indeed, you said that in general you saw more light than dark. I make jokes about you being here for just a week or two and feeling what it's like to be ensconced in this energy. Sometimes it just gets you down. I'm not speaking for all humanity. Truly, that's not my place. Yet for so many, it would be so uplifting to get that boost.
This we understand now. We certainly will not proclaim to make any false statements about this boost. Yet we will say that we are now fully aware of the prayer that has been offered. And it is for you to know that if it is beneficial for all, for the advancement of the planet, then this boost shall take place. Yet, in your words, Blossom, if it is not for the highest good, then this is also understood and accepted that it shall not take place.
Exactly right. I feel fine about this, for I think we're all on the same page here. I personally am looking forward to the time on Friday when we shall all gather our energy in love. If nothing else comes from it, that in itself shall be very uplifting, and perhaps all that was needed, to feel that united front.
Shall we also say that, from our perspective, now in our understanding, that there shall be many in other realms that shall join lighted forces with you all upon earth also. It shall be a very sacred, yet short and powerful event that we, in our space, look forward to becoming part of also. We ask that you allow yourselves to become fully in tune with your happiest disposition as you offer these words of the invocation. For it is not in desperation that you are asking. It is for the betterment of all mankind. And therefore, dearest souls, is it not that this should come from the happiest, most joyous place within? Fill your beings with love. Breathe in love and breathe out love for a time before you begin, so that within your asking, there's a vibration of the highest energy. Do you see? Do you see, our dearest friends and allies, that just by speaking these words in harmony as one, you are already selflessly doing so much to assist your planet? We are so very proud of you.
Thank you. We truly are doing our best. And any whinging and whining was coming from our truth. This call for a sign is not because we're lazy and in need of a quick fix. Far from it. As you know, it comes from our hearts, due to the barrage, decade after decade, that is unwillingly put upon our physicality by those who wish us harm.
Yet you know to send them light?
Oh, yes. You see, it's not that we're not shining our light and giving up on what we came here to do. No. It's just that under such conditions that are forced upon us, it's seemingly more difficult for our light to shine through. Well, that's how it feels at times anyway. Even when in the best of moods, as I am today, one wonders if we're even making a dent. Is our light strong enough to overpower the deceptions that are put upon us, that, let's face it, most of the world is totally unaware of? I think that's what we're having difficulty with.
Yet, we say to you, Blossom, the smallest of lights, the dimmest of lights, can still light up the dark, can still make a difference. Let us put it this way. We're asking of you to be happy, to be of a bright disposition. Therefore, in doing so, you are accomplishing your mission. You are being that bright spark you agreed to be, even though you knew that once down on your planet Earth, you would have many difficulties to face.
Yep, I get that. Yet, could I put it to you that perhaps those difficulties became far more difficult than we originally had assumed they would be? And let's keep in mind here, this is coming from the mouth of someone who has a blessed life living in a wonderful place. So let's remember also those in a completely different position. Did we know it was going to get this tough? Did we know it was going to feel this tough? Did we know that the Dark Ones were going to behave so despicably in their agenda to have power over all? I mean, really, did we know this is how bad it would get? And let's be honest, most of us do not know the half.
We would say that there would be an open book that was presented to you when you agreed to come down to accomplish this mission. You knew it was not for the faint of heart to attend the Earth Crew sign-up. Yet it was made known also that life itself is indeed that, an open book. Each new chapter is written as the last one ends. One cannot write chapter 15 before chapter 6. Therefore, in our truth, you could not have known in fullness what exactly would take place, how it would all pan out, for it had not been written.
Well then, how do you know that the divine plan shall take place? How do you know for sure?
Because there are certainties that must be marked, that are marked in along the way. There are definite happenings that are built in the plan, that must take place in order for humanity to have movement, and movement in the right direction. However, these happenings, as you well know, Blossom, depend very much not on a specific date, yet on a vibrational marker. These preordained happenings can only derive from a certain frequency that they are tuned into. When that attunement is in divine order, then the happening can happen.
So then, under our circumstances and the current state of affairs, would you say that we're behind in the timing of that frequency because of free will and the overpowering of negative forces? Yes, I know you say there's no time, yet you know what I mean.
You see, Blossom, this is where so much between you upon earth and us not upon earth can be misinterpreted. For you say the timing of the frequency, and even though you jest, you are using the word timing. Yet, there is no timing. There is only energy vibration. And when the vibration is valid, it will, by natural law, bring about, spring into action, if you like, that which is set to take place, as the frequency becomes charged.
I get what you're saying. Yet there is this matter of some being in this particular energy, in this frequency already, and if not quite, pretty close, and wondering if we have to wait another 1,000 years for others to catch up. Oh dear, best start knitting a very long scarf.
Yet it is not of that way, you will be pleased to know.
Pleased? I'm delighted. Which way is it? If you're happy to share, of course.
So, for ways of explaining, perhaps we shall shed light upon the matter in this manner. When a kettle is coming to the boil, it has many drops of water within that vessel. Each drop is electrically charged as the temperature of the water rises. Yet, If one was to look inside, they would see that some drops are creating bubbles and rising to the surface before some of the others. When water reaches the correct temperature needed to activate the off switch, it is not that all the drops of water have risen to the top. It is not indeed that all the drops of water have heated up enough to become a bubble in their own right. Yet they are still there, within that bulk of water, within that kettle, even though not every drop has been transformed into a boiling bubble. The level on which some drops remain still contributes to the whole and allows the system to spark off that which it was designed to do.
That comes as a relief, I have to say. For sadly, there seems to be many on the planet that haven't even defrosted. Yet then again, that's because it's always the bad news, the bad guys that are brought to our attention in order to keep us in that vibration. I try so hard to keep away from it, yet it's pretty much in your face on this planet.
Maybe that is why we say to you that we see more light than we see dark. For our focus, from our position, notices the light spots, for that is what we are looking out for.
Yet unfortunately, so much of the dark patches are deliberately thrown in our face on purpose, making it more difficult for us down here to focus on what you see. Please no, I'm not moaning, I'm not whining. I'm just telling you why it is that we came to a place within our hearts where so many of us wanted a little hello from above, a little message from home.
We understand this much more clearly now, Blossom.
Okay. Well, I know it's time to close now. I missed you, and I shall miss you whilst I'm away. But we'll catch moments here and there. In love, and indeed it is good to feel your love, and many thanks.
We remind you that we shall be joining forces with you as the invocation prayer is offered. Our deepest love is sent here. We are one family.